The market sells into support and finds a bounce. Do these bulls have horns? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in last week's video, we talked about the fact that if the market was unable to push up and break key resistance, that we would likely see a push down toward that 39.50 to 39.30 area and look for a bounce from there, and that's what we saw. The market pushed down to 39.50 and then began to bounce into the close. Now the question is, can the bulls follow through? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, I have talked about the complexity in the market ever since we broke support off of the 4,200 high, and it gets more complex as it goes. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and I've talked for a while about the overlapping nature of this move down, as well as the break of support that creates diagonals in both directions and ugly structures in both directions and creates a pretty complex market overall. It's very difficult to pinpoint the exact moves of these types of structures, and so we do our best to do that in the micro counts, but what we really do is sit on our hands and wait for more information and better trade setups. So our primary count right now, and it's not by a lot, and it's not something I'm super confident in, but it is our primary for now, is that we have wave 1 down, wave 2 up in a diagonal. Remember, there's all of this overlap in 3-wave structures. Then we're in wave 3 down. We would look for wave 4 up toward the 4,100 plus area. Then wave 5 down towards 3,900 to 3,880 to complete the initial move off of the top. Again, I'm not super confident in this count because it's a diagonal, so it's going to have to completely play out and then give me a wave 2 structure and then come back down and break the low for me to be very excited or trustworthy in this count. So that is our first count that we'd be looking at. Our alternate counts, we have a couple of them actually, are that the move up off of the low was A, B, C to complete wave A, and then we'd be looking for this B wave down towards about 3,800, and then C back up towards the 4,400 area. So that's our alternate bullish count, where we continue lower in a B wave. Now this B wave would take on the shape of an A, B, C down. Okay, so it's going to look very similar to the diagonal, and then the bounce off of that will differentiate between this move down that we're talking about in red and the bigger ABC up in green. I don't love this count because it projects pretty high, and I don't know that we can get to that level, but it is a valid count and something we need to keep an eye on, especially given the structures and the incompleteness to the top. If you look at this move up from this move, so you got this move down here, okay, and then this move up, it's very incomplete. It needs one more high at a minimum, and whether that high comes in our next bullish alternate, okay, which would be an ABC, where we've bottomed in wave 4, and this would be an ABC up toward the 4,300 to 4,250 area, and wave 5, if we get that count, okay, that would complete the upside as well. So we need another high, whether it's the form of a bigger C wave that goes higher or this ABC, to complete this structure, in my opinion. That's why I am having so much trouble with this red count and finding my exact preferred count in this very overlapping, very complex structure that we see. So there are times, guys, and it's in the Elliott Wave Principle book, where it doesn't look like any count is playing out at all, and it looks very confusing, especially in the micro counts. That's where EWT has its weaknesses, as no indicator is perfect, and if you're looking for a perfect indicator, you're never going to find one. But in the micro counts, we can see a lot of murkiness, and in the book Elliott Wave Principle, paraphrased here, it basically says at times there will be no count that appears to be working, and then the count will go ahead and reveal itself and play out, and you'll be able to build off of that. So again, that's paraphrased, but the idea is there are times when you have complex structures and you're not sure where you're at, and then the market will give you the information you need to understand exactly what's going on. So again, this complex top here with lots of overlapping, as well as the need for another high to complete this structure off of the low, is what's really throwing a wrench in the works. So just to recap, because that was a lot to go over, our primary count right now is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down toward the 3980 area. Or I'm sorry, 3880, 3900 area. Our secondary count, okay, is that we are in a bigger A, B, which would come down to about 3,800 in a three-wave structure, and then C up toward about 4,400. And our final alternate count is still, we do still have a little bit of room left. If they take out this last low, we got to be done with it, but they do have a little bit of room to complete this A, B, C structure up towards 4,250 to 4,300, which would complete wave 5, which would give us another high, make this structure look more complete overall, and then we could look for the downside after that. So a lot of complexity in the market right now, especially with the structure, but we do have some key levels to look at and some to give us some understanding of where we're at. Over on the NASDAQ, okay, as you can imagine, very similar types of issues. The complexity off of the top with all of the overlap is very corrective, and so it doesn't make a lot of sense to see an impulsive move to the downside overall. But we do have the potential for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the NASDAQ, which would come down toward that 11,600 area this to complete that wave 5. And then we'd look for a wave 2 bounce from there. Our bullish count would obviously be very similar to the S, where you have the A wave up to the top here, then you'd be getting the B wave down, and then the C wave back up toward the 13,800, 14,000 region on the NASDAQ. And then we do still have room for that ABC higher up toward 13.3 to 13.5 to complete that wave 5. Very similar structures, very similar counts on the NASDAQ. Again, the overlapping complexity off of the top is what's giving us the hiccups here. And again, that happens in Elliott Wave Theory. Like I said, no indicator is perfect, and Elliott Wave Theory has its weaknesses in the micro counts. And this is one of those times where we have those weaknesses. So what we do is we sit on hands and we wait for our counts to reveal themselves a little more, wait for a little bit more information from the market, and then we have some setups to trade. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it will take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there, make sure you love it, and become part of our trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We just started our Elliott Wave for Beginners course, and we'll be putting out more training material, and all of that comes with any of our subscriptions. So in our first subscription room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we're at in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material I just went over. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades can last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are interested in day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that just crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. It's something you have to see to understand, and it's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. We also started a challenge account where you put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make some money together. All right, key takeaways for today. Our overall primary count remains the 5-wave count to the downside, where we're looking for the wave 4 overlap count into the 4,100 area. However, it is extremely sloppy, and we could be seeing a bigger ABC play out, as well as that wave 5 toward the 4,250 to 4,300 area. It is incomplete to the upside, and I do think we need another high before we see the down move. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of setups. We're still looking at the potential for this 5-wave count down to the 11,500, 11,600 area in a diagonal type setup, as we do have all that overlap, but we could have that bigger ABC up toward 13,800 to 14,000. As well as the ABC up in 5 towards 13,300. Guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.